basically was the fuel line. So I replaced most of the things of the fuel system or cleaned them out, but the fuel line that runs under the car was eventually the problem still. Oh, brakes are bad. Yeah, so I'm sorry it takes a lot of work to sort of run this thing, and it is quite scary to drive, I must say. It takes a lot of my concentration. But yeah, that was the thing that was fixed, and I fixed that very quickly, not in a very beautiful way. I've got a wire running here inside as well, because the wire for the fuel pump itself has to be replaced as well. And with the wire running inside, I can quickly disconnect it in case anything happens. For the rest, this will be the very last drive. I'm sorry we didn't get more video updates on this particular car, because actually in my new garage right next to me is another salesman of used vehicles, and his father was an Alfa Romeo mechanic in the time that these things were current, and we got to talking about this car, how it's my project on the side, and he told his father about it, and he fell totally in love, and he wants to have it. So there you go. Since he's an Alfa mechanic, he can work out how to make that fuel line properly. Right now it's working, but it doesn't look gracious. And that's it. Let's do a little bit of a tour for the last time. Let's take a look around, and then we'll say goodbye to this car. So here we are, last tour of said Alfa 90. Let's take a look inside. Oh, of course it works. I locked this with the key earlier and left the window open, and everyone can get in. So there we are. In fact, maybe I'm gonna open the front door for some more light. Just a second. See how that works. Yes, muchas betras. As you can see, we got some non-original doormat overmats, but the rest, as you can see, is all very, very original indeed. And everything works. I mean, every single thing. Look, you have these weird switches here for. Oh, I'm gonna get the key. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Okay. So now when you stick the key in, this ultra strange digital dashboard comes to life. There you go. And then all of these, and everything is like in reverse, right? You expect this to be the front and that the back. It's not. And then when you want the window to go down, you press up, you see? So that you lift the section that says down. How strange is that? I don't know how they live with this. And you got your green lighting. You got electric seats, which even work. Oh, look at this seat, is going up and down. How luxurious. And then we got this Alfa Romeo GTV6 steering wheel, but without the wood. So we've got a check engine light that is still on, malheureusement. What else do we have in here that's quite funny to show? Yes, we've got a petrol gauge, which I filled to the fullest, right? And then it shows that it's half full. This gauge, I think, is also a bit spooky, because during normal driving it stays on 80, then it goes way over, almost to 120, but never any light on in city driving, and then you go 30-40 kilometers an hour and completely goes back to 80. So I don't know how realistic it is. And then it's got a lot of fuel pressure. This was my rigged up cable for the petrol pump. I had a cable coming in from the hood, I'll show you later, and then I connected it like this, and if there was something wrong I could quickly disconnect that. That was very clever. Okay, I think I got some customers, I'm gonna check. Okay, back again. Customers were there for the BMW outside, but now we are back again in the Alfa. So I think we should take a look under the hood and under the car at my petrol pump, hook up, rigged up MacGyver style repair. The good thing is I only had to make it run really because, like I mentioned before, the man is an Alfa Romeo mechanic and he will know how to repair all of this. And I just had to get it to him, which was 40 kilometers away. From the old shop to the new shop where it was, yes, it was still there. So, here we are. This is the original fuel line that went into this little filter and then into the engine. And there's a probably clogged up pressure regulator, and then that went under the car into a clogged up pipe, which turned out to be the problem of this car all along, with the bad running and the misfires. There is the fuel filter currently empty, which I'll come to later. And as you can see, new line all the way under the car. I'll show you now. Very, very professional. Look at this line here and the cables to run the pump on it. Let's see if you can see something of that. Yes, very difficult to see, very dark, but and there it is. So the problem was that the old pipe was blocked up and probably sucking dirt out of the tank, because I drove this exactly 39 kilometers and the last kilometer the pump got clogged again from the fuel tank. Anyway, this is my line, the electric wire to the fuel pump, which comes out of that relay in the back right there. Was also not so happy peppy anymore. So new wire, first connector, in case I was under the hood and something happened, so I could disconnect. Then this wire, like I said, went into the cabin, and then as you saw, my other connector in case something happened. And then I had another connector that comes out the back door, another connector under the car in case I was there and something happened. So from all three areas I could disconnect it. Bear in mind that the original wire there also doesn't have a fuse, just a relay, so this was my fuseless line. Everything else you've already seen, right? New how do you say that? Bobine? I will write it down how it is in English, I forgot. All new hose to the back as well. This one was correctly installed. The new fuel filter, oil, injectors cleaned, distribution belt, timing belt, water pump, thermostat, etc, etc. Literally everything needed to put it back on the road. Behind this car we have a surprise, so I'm gonna try not to film that. That will be in the next video though. There we go. There's the back of it. And two ugly niggly exhausts. But the car does sound quite alright when you take it up to the higher rev range, but I don't really understand what all the fuss. Look at this green illumination coming from that light. What all the fuss of the Alfa V6 is about. I mean, to me, a BMW straight 6 sounds a lot cooler. Anyway, we'll turn on the ignition again. And now, here with our weird buttons that you now can't see because the hood is open, we'll close the window, which you can't see. And we'll close this one. Then I think, again the wrong side. Again the wrong side. Oh, so beautiful. So, I think that concludes I think the customer is also the perfect customer. If you're a mechanic and you're with Alfa Romeo, you were with Alfa Romeo, and right now you're an Alfa Romeo collector and you have all the spare parts and you don't mind this MacGyver style repair and fuel hose to bring it back here, which I did tell him about up front. I said there is a problem, so I'm gonna MacGyver it together to get it to you, because I also like I always try to drive at least 40-50 kilometers with a car before it goes to the owner, so that I can say, look, this and that. You know, on a drive like that, you notice everything. And he's really happy with it. And offer was really good. There we go. I think it's time to go home now. Oh, you nearly saw what's back there. Let's try not to do that again. So there you go. It's the end of the day now. Here at 6:30. Last customers came. Oh, a new BMW sign right there. Very nice. Customers came and this car should be out of here soon. Let me turn around. The Alfa should be out of here soon. And that's it then. That was the end of it. So thank you very much for watching that series. I'm also a bit sorry about the quality here, but it was kind of like a marathon to get this thing here and finished and present it to the customer so that he will be able to take a look at that. So I'm sorry, I just have my phone, but I'll talk to you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.